You guys, welcome. We are live from sunny and beautiful Puerto Rico. We have a special guest here today, as well as some jackhammers going on in the back.
The minute we turn you on, the jackhammers start on cue like an orchestra.
So, who's joining us today? It looks like it's still, okay, we've got 4 people on. They're coming, Barb.
You know this handsome guy, you know this beautiful woman right here, right?
Hopefully so.
The big question is, if you guys can help us out, is can you hear us? I know you can't hear me well because my voice is gone. But if you can hear us, let us know. If you can hear us past the loud jackhammer. Oh, God.
Building a subway right below us, apparently. We're going to make this good, though. This will be good.
Okay, look, we're up to 111. They're coming on. They're coming. Is anyone cold? Or are you guys freezing? We wish you were in Puerto Rico with us. I'm currently sweating, which actually is normal for my lives. But now I'm really, really hot.
All right.
Time of your life.
We've got some questions flying in.
Okay.
Can we get to the first question?
We need to introduce our guest.
Okay.
Oh, no rush.
I just wanted to jump right in and get after it.
No jumping in.
Okay.
All right, guys, this is what we do. We do lives every week. However, I do not have new products to show today, but we do have a very special guest with us today.
I'm the product.
Barbara Corcoran is with us. For those of you who don't know Barbara, which it's
How
a
could you
concern.
not know Barbara?
Barbara
You all know Barbara.
is our investor from Shark Tank. We
Thank
did a
God.
deal.
Thank God I was smart enough to jump in there.
So she did a deal with us. How many years ago now? When was that?
In 2013.
Wow.
November 22nd.
She still likes us.
Oh my God, it's been a love affair.
I think so.
She
started
hasn't.
as a tiny little business.
Hello from
and the love has
Canada.
grown.
Missy's turning in from freezing Canada. Where are you guys coming in from? Okay, we have questions flying. I know she's gonna get your questions because actually this is a question answer, or like a question answer live Q&A with Barb. You can ask her anything. You can ask Rick and I anything, and we're just gonna go from there. So okay, they're saying hi. Laura says hi, Barb. Hi from Austin. We can get started now. Rick's gonna be our question.
I am
catcher.
the moderator. So,
Wait,
good question.
someone's saying there's no sound. Let me just make sure. Can you guys hear us? Let's just make sure they can hear us. Illinois is 17 degrees.
Oh,
Ask Illinois,
Sorry.
can you hear us?
Illinois, Mary, can you hear us in Illinois? Someone said there wasn't sound, so I just want to make sure. Greetings from Houston. Love Barbara. Laura loves you.
Yeah, I don't think
Hi
she
from
can
New
hear me.
Jersey. Merry Christmas. Just want to make sure, you guys. Can someone just make sure? Can you hear us? Utah, Chicago.
Get this.
Can you hear us? I think they can. Otherwise, they wouldn't. I don't think.
I don't know
Okay,
about
we
that.
sound good. You hear us?
all right.
They do? Okay. I was
We're
just
ready
going to
to
write
rock
a
and
sign.
roll.
Can you hear us? Okay.
Let's
All right.
rock and roll.
So you can put your questions. You can type your questions. We're going to try to catch them. Although it's the questions come very fast. We did ask some questions on our VIP page, so a lot of you have already written in and given us your questions. So we are going to use those and ask your questions from there. Otherwise, you can. We'll try to catch you, but
They're coming in fast and furious. I don't know
Okay,
if we'll be able
let's
to
just
keep up.
get to it.
Yes,
Get
let's get
Get
to
as
it.
many in as we can.
So the first big question for Barbara came in from Jennifer. What is your definition of success?
Happiness, isn't it everybody's definition? The question is what makes you happy? And I think you have to be in touch with what makes you happy. For me, it's having a handful of close friends, that my kids are healthy, they're not arrogant, that my husband's loyal or I kill him,
Yes.
and that I'm doing work that feels worthwhile. And that's what makes my happiness. The question is what makes yours? It's the only
Very
important
good.
question.
I love it.
I thought you were a frog.
Debbie wrote in and asked, "Did you know Grayson Lace would be so successful?"
Of course not. When I met Melissa and her handsome husband and realized I couldn't have him as my own, I invested in their business, but I thought it was going to be a successful business. I could have never envisioned the growth that they had. But when I first visited their company, I realized how successful they were going to be. For one reason only. The talent was throughout the entire company. I didn't meet one person in that company that wasn't as dedicated to that company as they were. And then I knew I had a hit on my hand. Because if you have the right people, you can grow anything.
Yep.
You could have the right leader who doesn't know how to pick the right people or choose them, and it's not good. They know how to do it, and nothing has changed. They just multiply with great people that have their shared vision. So, of course, I'm going to be a billionaire 3 times over by the time
Yes.
these guys get finished.
Well, know,
You hear that?
to
I
add
better
on,
be. I better
I
be.
agree.
Yeah, I
I
better
agree 100%. And to add on to that, I would say that the staff that we have is absolutely incredible. We are
To see them is
more
to
than
believe them.
blessed.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys should come to the headquarters sometime, visit, and say hello to Melissa. She's the superstar. So this is a fun question, and I actually would love to give my 2 cents as well.
Oh, but
and
of course. He's a guy. What do you expect?
The question is Kevin really
Oh.
awful? And he's more than no, just kidding. Before we went on Shark Tank, I researched the sharks up and down, and what I found out from my research was that Kevin was a teddy bear.
Yes,
I
really? Wow.
will let Barbara comment to that, but his persona on the show is obviously the mean guy, and he can get nasty, and I was actually quite prepared for him to get nasty with us. He never did.
Yeah.
It shocked me. That was one of the few things that threw me off, was how nice Kevin was. But from your perspective, is Kevin awful?
Well, the reason Kevin was not nasty with you is because you never threw him a bone.
True.
The bone he attacks is overstatement or not having knowledge, and you guys were so well prepared. It was like you were the dream team. But Kevin is a pushover. When his wife comes onto the set, he sits next to me. He's right to my left. I could see his knees shaking. He's so frightened to death. When he makes a deal, he'll often renegotiate the deal afterwards and give a better deal. No. His job on the show is to be the bad guy, and he plays that part so well.
He's good.
The true Kevin, he's a pushover. I would concur. Use that word.
We actually have a lot of questions coming in about you guys wanting to stay at her place in Fire Island.
It's only so big.
Yeah, me
That's-
too. Yeah, me three. I want to stay as well.
You're the reason that's happening. Yeah, because you posted so many photos. You know, Melissa and her closest friends spent 3 or 4 days, I guess, at my desolate, away from everything, nothing to do but ride a bike, actually, and eat. And I bet you did some drinking, but I never saw photos of that. And now everybody wants to stay there. It's not a boarding house. I have a family. I never have a bed empty, but I'll empty my beds any day for her. and
It's
friends.
her escape from her city life. So
Yeah.
she's got her home in the city, and it's hustle and bustle and loud noises and honks, and so
Yeah.
she retreats
And people. There are no people there. I get
Yes,
away from everything.
the island life where there's no vehicles. She's got a bike everywhere, and it is absolutely wonderful.
So those people who are asking to be invited, she's your invite. If you can make her your friend, you'll come with her. Other than that, leave me alone. I don't want any more people there.
The funny thing about that invite was we were at some friend's house, and a lot of Melissa's friends were there, and we're talking about it, and they said, "What about Barbara's place?" And Melissa said, "Oh, I could never ask her." And I said, "Give me
Oh,
the phone.
really?
I'm going to text her right now. I
Just like
guarantee
you."
you."
Yeah.
And she's amazing, so kind, so generous. Of course, she let Melissa.
Yes.
Now, would she let me? Probably
No,
not.
not
I
at
don't
all.
think so.
Not with the way I've seen your friends. Forget it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so
What else you got?
next question here. What advice would you give your younger self? That's
Oh.
from Jennifer.
I always get that question. It's the least liked question, Jennifer, but I'll answer it anyway. Because you can't rerun everything, anything in your life. Not even yesterday, you can't redo. You could just compensate by doing more of what you should have done yesterday. You know, what I should have done younger is told myself I wasn't stupid. It took me a lot of years to realize I was not stupid because I was at dunce in school. You know, this dunce in every class. I was that girl who couldn't read or write until I was in 7th grade. So it was a painful portion of my life that eroded my confidence in the intelligence area. I thought book smarts was smarts, but now I know there's 3 kinds of smarts: book smarts, street smarts, and people smarts. And I've got in spades people smarts and street smarts. And with that,
That's
I've
true.
built a wonderful life for myself. But I would have told myself then that the end all wasn't book smarts, which I really believed it was back then.
So can I tag on to that, because
Yeah.
we actually discussed that a few nights ago while it was raining like crazy in that sunniest place on the planet, according to Barb. And
It is.
the book smarts, street smarts, people smarts.
Yeah.
What is the most important if you're a business owner?
Oh, if you're a business owner, you don't have to care about book smarts. You can hire the accountant, the attorney, or anybody who needs specialized knowledge. But if you're an entrepreneur, you have to be street smart. And you certainly, if you're going to build a business past yourself, you need people smarts, because that's really all business is, good use of people. That's all. And then the money takes care of itself. If you got
And-
great people doing the right stuff, Money takes care of itself.
That one over there is very street smart.
Oh yeah.
Incredibly street smart.
Yeah.
And I knew that before I married her. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I don't think I would have married her. If she was super book smart.
Why do you think I was street smart? What made you think I was
You
street
could
smart?
feel it. Looking at you,
Yeah?
you just
you
feel it.
can
Nothing
come
goes
up
by
with,
you.
with creative ideas on the fly, just like Barb.
I
Yeah.
have to do everything on the fly
Yeah.
because I'm not organized.
Who cares? You can hire organizations.
This is
Yeah.
this is accurate.
I would
This is
agree with that
accurate.
assessment, though, Rick.
Okay, so this is a good question. Tracy Allen wrote in, where does Barbara see Grayson Lace in 5 years or 10 years?
That's a good one.
Well, I think the most intriguing portion of Grayson Lace and the area they treasure the most, because they talk about it all the time like it's family, is the VIP club. And with the VIP club, I think you have 1,700?
17,000.
17,000. How can it's mind-boggling to me. 17,000 people who adore the principles, who adore the product, who adore the culture, and feel as though they are part of the family for one reason only: they are part of the family.
Yep.
So I see that as the sweet spot of your business. So you have 17,000 VIPs now. I see 10 years from now 170,000 VIPs, or 1,000,007. Add 0,000 zeros, because you know what happens. The VIPs know they have something special, and they bring in their special someone else that they're friends with, and so it's multiplying like crazy for the right reasons, because everybody in it is cared back.
You're getting hearts. That
Yeah.
means those people are VIPs.
Oh, are you VIPs?
Do we have
Or-
VIPs
then-
on here?
Then I don't
Who's
have to
talking
preach.
about you?
I'm not preaching to the choir. You know what I'm talking about. You get a lot back because you're so well appreciated. I have picked up your frog.
No,
How did that
give her
happen?
some- where's her
Give me
water?
some water. Or whiskey.
Whiskey.
I was talking too much.
It's early in the morning here,
I'm gonna
but
cough
hey,
behind your
Okay.
back.
it's island life. So
Island life.
No sleep.
the VIP group. Obviously, I don't deal with you that often, but I hear about you every single day, multiple times
So
a day.
do I. My
From
God, enough.
Melissa. She loves
My
you.
VIP
I
group,
love
my
you.
VIP group,
We
my
adore
VIP.
you.
We don't do enough. We have to. Oh my
Yep.
God! My gosh! My gosh!
She Melissa works her tail off for you guys
Yeah.
like no one's business. So we love you. We appreciate you more than you could ever imagine, and we talk about you all the time, front and center.
Also, I know this is not a charity play kind of a thing, but realize that as Grayson Lace business grows, unlike any other business I invested in on Shark Tank, more orphanages for kids, halfway houses, all the good deeds they're doing over in India, more get built. And so, like, no matter how you look at that VIP club, everybody wins. It's a big, giant love circle. I think of it as a love circle, actually. You know?
Yeah.
Well, you know, here's the importance. As we get bigger, you have to get smaller. If you get bigger, you're reaching more people, but are you truly connecting and making a difference in people's
But you
lives?
get better. You get better, though.
You get better.
Yeah.
So how do you get big as a brand but still stay connected to your customer? And that's
Cozy.
what I like so much about this VIP page is I feel like it's brought us a sense of staying smaller, making sure that we're well connected to our customer and don't just become a big brand that doesn't care about their customer, that doesn't care about what people think, or they may say it but they really don't implement those things. And so that to me is what's important about our VIP page.
Yeah.
Okay, more questions.
Okay,
They're popping up on
we've
YouTube.
gotten quite a few questions. This one's from Charlene Wooten. I hope I'm pronouncing your last name correctly. What is Barbara's favorite Grayson Lace item to wear?
Well, I like anything that's delicious, buttery, and goes on and off really fast because I'm always in a rush, okay? And I live in a world where I have to dress up and put on a ton of makeup, which I don't have today. I do my own makeup, and that's why you're thinking, she looks so much better
No,
on
she
Shark
looks
Tank."
good.
I like
No,
makeup.
trust me. Professional makeup, professional lighting makes a hell of a difference. So you're seeing the real me with just mascara and a little bit of eyeliner, okay?
That's fine.
But that being said, what I don't like to do at home is have anything that feels forced or not totally comfortable. So for me, I just live. I live in. I guess that's why you named it that. I live in your living leggings. I don't care what of your tops I
I knew
throw on
she'd say
top.
that.
I just grab whatever's in my tall Grayson Lace pile. But the live-in leggings, they make me look good, and I don't look so good from the bottom down so much, but they make me
Whatever.
look good. and they feel just like something's buttery, soft, and comfortable. That's
Yeah.
all. That's all I care about. Yeah, so that would have to be my number one go-to product.
I like it. I have no products to wear. I suppose I
That's your
could,
fault.
but
Sorry.
I know, and I keep trying to say, well, what about the guys line?
Yeah, what
And-
about just
If
live
there's
and
going to
let
be
this
a
thing?
guy's line, it needs to be someone else being a guy's designer.
Correct.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the problem. I tried to start utilizing some of the talent at Grayson Lace to design some things that I want, some comfort, because guys want comfort too. I mean, come on.
I'll make
Melissa,
you a pair of pants.
she
Don't
would
worry.
not
not a
let me.
designer.
She would not
I'll
let
make you a
me.
pair of pants. Just shut up.
Okay.
All right, do we have any
Okay.
questions live? Let's see. We'll see. Oh man, there's so many.
It looks
on
like
here.
you have about 100 some
Okay.
odd more questions.
Well,
on
Yeah,
ask
there.
them from
they
there.
are-
Let's,
they are
I'll see if we
flying.
can catch one from here.
Okay. Michelle wrote in. She said, Barbara is my favorite shark. Obviously,
Good taste, Michelle.
she's our favorite shark as well. I get it. What or who has been her greatest inspiration?
Oh, easy
question.
one. My mother. You know, my mother raised 10 kids in a tiny 2-bedroom flat. She's been my inspiration since the day I was born, as all moms should be. But she's been, interestingly, my best inspiration in business because I basically mimicked the way she ran the household, motivated her children. I just did that in business. So none of my success in business is attributable to anything but me cheating my way to success by imitating my mother.
Yeah.
And the power of a phenomenal leader, and who's the earliest leader of any child is their mom. And I just happened to get lucky. Got very
Awesome.
lucky. Yeah.
Incredible. Laura wrote in and asked, what mistake did you make that taught you the biggest lesson? I've made a million mistakes.
Oh God, yeah. If you're an entrepreneur, you're making mistakes,
Yes.
or your business is stagnant, you're going out of business, you don't know it, you're too stupid to know you're going down, you know? The biggest mistake, the one that took the most emotional toll on me, and I would have to say that's where the hardest hits happen in your soul. And you know, you could get through a hard time, you could stretch money, you could get people to stay with you, you could romance a stone to get some advantage in bad times, but the part of the bad times that are the ones that really take you down, or certainly speaking just for me, are when I'm emotionally diminished, and then my confidence goes with it. And probably the one year that I was most emotionally diminished was the year my boyfriend and partner, Ramon Simone, with an accent on each word,
Ramon.
ran away with my secretary. And it shouldn't have been a big deal. I mean, he set me free. Because 1 year later I ended the business. But that I stayed for a whole year and thought that I was a nobody because of that. I need my head examined. And the biggest mistake was not leaving. The biggest mistake was waiting a full 12 months before I did. And if that hadn't happened, I would have never had the success. I'd still be in partnership, which I'm sure would have worked out. Maybe even been married, which I'm now sure would not have worked out. So I'm very thankful, as all mistakes are in hindsight. I'm sure you would
Yep.
concur.
Yeah.
All terrific in hindsight, but let me tell you, when you're going through them, they're not very good at all.
No.
Yeah.
no.
And that was the biggest mistake, because I let it go on a year. I'm usually a lot more decisive than that. I was too weak to change things. Yeah.
I would just piggyback on that and say that failure is probably the greatest learner, or you can learn more from failure than anything in life.
And it sounds like a cliche, but sadly
Yep.
it's true, and that's why it keeps going on.
So-
I'd rather skip the failures myself.
Oh, trust me. But
Yeah, no
without
more. I've done enough.
the more successful you see someone, they've had more failures
Oh,
in their life and they've
absolutely.
come back from it. So
There's no other way.
failure is not, it should not be looked at as a negative, because you're going to grow from failure more than anything.
Yeah. But I'll talk to you next time you're in the midst of a big
Yeah,
failure.
yes.
and
It
see what
reminds me.
You know, see what a big shot your words are.
Yes,
Then. Yeah.
totally.
Rita wants to know if you're going to retire anytime soon.
Well, I'm 70
No.
years old, and if I retired, my husband Bill would divorce me after 36 years, because he would know he'd live with a son of a bitch who didn't know where to put her energies. So no, for his sake, I won't. For my sake, I won't. And when I sold my business when I was 46, I thought I would retire and take cooking lessons, become a really good Italian chef. Why that was in my head, I don't know. I did that for about 2 months and realized no way, no how. So from that, I've learned I hope to go down with my boots on, so to speak, or die in the Shark Tank chair and really help their ratings on the way out. She's dying. Oh, good, let's get more ratings. Something like that would be my vision for my future.
Terrible. That's terrible. She's not retiring, is what she's saying.
Yes.
And as long as she can still smell peanut butter.
Oh, you're not going to talk about that?
I'm going to talk about that.
Oh my gosh.
She was thinking she was losing her mind yesterday because she thought she placed her order for her dinner food, which she really didn't. But she didn't remember if she did, and she didn't. So she was not losing her mind.
Yeah, I wasn't losing
But
my
her friend, she had a friend tell her, what was it?
Yeah.
As long as you can still smell peanut butter, you're not
losing your mind, or you're losing your mind in proportion. Now, don't try this.
They're all going to go smell
Because
peanut butter.
it's tomfoolery, but I took it seriously and did it for a year, which is, the more you're losing your mind, the closer you are to dementia, which I'm always worried about because my mom died of that. And I'm very much like my mom in every other way, so I assume that's what's going to take me down. But the sooner you can smell peanut butter with your eyes closed, holding a spoon closer to your nose, the less chance you have of being dead from dementia. So my other sisters could hold that peanut butter a whole 12 inches from the nose and could smell it. I had the peanut butter so close to my nose, it was on my nose, I couldn't smell it. And so I was convinced, I'm going down, dementia's here.
She's not.
That didn't demand the story, but
No.
don't try it for yourself.
They're
But
all gonna
I've
go
gone
smell
away
peanut
from
butter.
peanut butter
Right?
now.
You can smell peanut butter.
I'm gonna stay away from that
Stay
one.
away, yeah.
So Tanya wrote in, when things get tough in business, how does Barbara stay motivated and positive?
You know what I do? I make the enemy the tape in my head, because when I'm getting not motivated or taking myself down, I've lived long enough and done enough in business that I know that my mind is taking me down. It's that dirty little tape of telling myself that's self-defeating, whatever the words are. Oh, you shouldn't, you couldn't, you wouldn't, you shouldn't have done, blah, blah, blah. That tape going in my head. So I've had enough success now that I don't allow that to happen for more than a second. I spot the enemy. It's the rabbit hole that kills you.
Yeah.
Yep.
You self-tape. I'm motivated actually by being damned to hell by my competition. It's like, if you want to get me to succeed, tell me I'm a loser, and
Yep.
you can guarantee I'll come and get you. But it's my own self-tape that's the killer for me. It has been my whole life. So I've replaced it little by little.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the wars are won, and that's where most wars with most people are lost in business. It's what's going on in their own head. And so you just have to not
good.
tolerate it. Intolerance. Nope. I gave you a minute to feel sorry for yourself. Onward, upward, that kind of thing.
I love it.
I'm sure you practice that. I've seen you in those situations practicing that. And so we're like souls in that regard. Yeah.
Yes,
Agree,
absolutely.
100%.
Yep.
Michelle wrote in, Barbara, you have the whitest teeth. What do you use for teeth whitener?
Yeah, you know what I get? I get the highest percentage of peroxide in the Colgate brand.
There you go.
And you can go online. I think I don't think I. No, we still on?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think I should give a promo, but I think there's a product called Smile or something for $100. You make your own mold, then you buy that Colgate. I bleach my teeth every month. That's why I have super white teeth. It's not natural to have white teeth as you get older. Easy to do. Super white teeth. $100 to make the mold, and then I think it's $40 to buy 4 tubes of that Colgate stuff.
You never know what you're going to get asked, Barb, at all. I didn't know that teeth was going to be
Okay.
a topic.
There's another question live. Erica says, Barbara, what's the best advice for moving up in a company?
Well, it depends on the company, and it depends on your boss. You have to realize your path to getting up in anything in a business situation is who's in charge of your destiny. So if your boss values hard work, values creativity, teammanship, these are the values that most great bosses value, and there's a whole list. If that's what they value, you become that. That's how you get ahead. If your boss instead is a politician and is really good at kissing ass up versus kissing ass down to the people who work for him or her, what you have to do to get ahead is kiss ass up, just like him, kiss his ass. That's how you get promoted. I hate to say that. And if that doesn't suit your personality, you need to find a different boss. Your boss will have more to do with your success and getting ahead in your career than anything else. The best boss to have, of course, is yourself. So then you have nobody to blame, but everybody to credit, which is yourself, when you succeed. And then you don't have to worry about pretending to be something other than you are, but you just have to worry about staying true to your strengths so that you build on your strengths. And that is the person that puts you ahead the most, yourself.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Good.
Krista Briley wrote, "What do you do to guard your time with family?"
Oh, to guard my
sure you have
family
time.
away from other people. Oh, yeah.
No, to make sure that you have time with your family.
Yeah. To not be
Well-
too busy.
Well, it depends on your family. If I could be perfectly blunt, I guard my time from my husband Bill because he drives me crazy. And I really mean it. I could take Bill, we've been married, I don't even know, he'll tell you the day, the minute we were married, We had, let's say, somewhere between 20, 30 years. Or maybe even more than 30, I don't know. But that's a lot of years. So with my husband Bill, I guard my time so he doesn't drive me crazy. So I eat dinner with him. He sleeps in late, I'm up early, I eat breakfast, I'm out for lunch, I'm working. So I spend about an hour and a half eating and playing Scrabble with my husband. That's our relationship where we get along. That doesn't sound very exciting. With my kids, it's different. My time is their time. Whatever they need, they come first. I'm a much better mom than I am a wife. Honestly, I've learned that about myself. So mimic me as a mom. And what I do is I chop off my work so I concentrate on my kids. So I'm really present when I'm with them. And you can mimic that piece, and then you tell me how to do a better job on my marriage, because I think I'm mediocre at best. These people, great marriages. Okay, great relation. No, everything sometimes. Everything sometimes. Phenomenal working and loving relationship.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I did get pretty
Couple
lucky.
more questions.
Got beyond lucky.
Beyond lucky. Okay, so what is your favorite way to de-stress? And I might know the answer to this one.
Oh, good. Take a guess.
My guess would be go to the beach. Go on a beach vacation. That's my guess. Now you can answer.
Yeah, a day by the water is therapy. It's like yoga that I can't do because I don't have the peace of mind to actually accomplish it, even though I've tried. But the more day-to-day way that I de-stress, it's the only thing that works for me, honestly, is to work out, lift weights. A, it keeps me healthy. B, it relieves my guilt of knowing I should be doing, so I get it done early in the day. But most importantly, after I work out, I'm better at everything I do. A day I don't work out, I do it alternating days, I'm not nearly as effective as the days where I work out.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know that about myself.
Good to know about.
100%.
Yeah.
I would say the exact same.
But you work out every day?
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're good all the time.
Well, a lot of it's for the mental benefits that I get because I've seen that over time. So yeah, if you're not working out, it helps you mentally much.
Nobody's going to tell you to do it, and you do it. Come on, you got to either want to do it or you do it.
That's
or you
true.
don't, right?
So this is kind of in the same line. Kathleen asked, "What does Barbara do to relax?"
The only thing I do to relax is to accomplish. So my idea of relaxing at home is planting bulbs in my pots, trimming my trees, rearranging furniture for the 100th time.
She's
this
got
one
this
time,
beautiful floral, this glass
amazing.
ceiling, glass walls. What is it? Kind of
it's
like
like a greenhouse.
Like
I live
a
in a greenhouse,
but it's in her house. It's gorgeous.
In New York City, it's pretty spectacular. And,
beautiful.
And something I always dreamt I would have. I dreamed it like I believed it, and I finally had it. Could I be happy without my greenhouse? Of course, because I've always been happy with a few pots and dirt. That's why I have no nails ever. They're always filthy. But yeah, that for me, digging around in soil, weeding the best, better than any shrink you'll ever pay $200, $300 an hour for.
Beautiful. How much time do we have?
Hey, wait.
More
Sean
questions?
asked a good question. She said, "What's the best advice you gave your kids to set them up for success?"
That's a good question.
I don't think I gave advice, because I don't think kids really hear advice. That's my theory. My kids don't listen. They yes, but they don't really listen. I think kids will do exactly what they see, And so with my kids, I made sure they were workers. Lucky for me, I got 2 kids that were school clunkers, meaning they couldn't learn in school just like me. And my son's already 26, hugely successful, probably among his peer group, most successful guy out there. And well balanced, not a snob and genuine.
Oh, he's a super nice guy.
Just the kind of guy everybody wants to be around, right? But as a earner, as a worker, phenomenal, works with his friends, works with him, works for himself, works for another guy, where he's a worker. Okay, thank God he got blessed with having to struggle to learn younger, because he came through the fire, so to speak. So he came out a worker. It took care of him. My daughter Katie, who's 13, has a different set of learning disabilities. She has to work like crazy to get what another kid right next to her gets easily. So she's a worker. She works at a dog store. sweeps the floors, mops the floors. So proud of it. Here,
Beautiful.
you know what I think? Actually, I have a better answer. Delete. Although that's true. The better answer is I've always allowed my kids to struggle.
Ah, that's good.
I live in a town
That's
called
good.
New York City that's
Write that down.
overdrenched with money, affluence, snobism, false values. I'm not knocking New York. It's got many wonderful things, but that's the downside of raising kids there. They can pick up all the wrong shit, all the wrong stuff. Okay, but
Gotta keep the cussing
yeah,
down.
I'm so sorry. Forgive me for that. I promised my mother every year, and yeah, all right. And I disappointed her, I have to say. Okay, but I wanted to say that allowing your kids to struggle
Yes,
is
that's
what
good.
prepares them for doing well in life. And in New York City, I'm telling you, we have parents galore that save their kids from struggle constantly, and it's such a disservice because it's like saying to your kid, I don't have confidence in you.
Yep.
Let them fall, tell them they're going to be okay, let us know when you rise, you're cool. They get confidence on the way up. Yeah.
Good. Okay, last question, because I've been told by
The boss.
the boss
And
right
notice who
here.
they're both pointing
And
at.
hey, I'm the one who does our live, so mine go like an hour or even longer than that.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'm not,
true.
I'm not the time constraint.
I was
person.
told by Barb's boss, Mike
Yes.
Stevens,
Just we gotta get
amazing
to the
guy, that
He
she's
runs
got to
all my
get
Shark
going.
Tank
Yeah.
businesses
Yeah.
here.
He's
Where's Mike? Mike
he's
should
a
pop
stud.
in.
He
Yeah.
should.
Mike, you need to pop
So-
your head
Hey,
in.
Mike, come over here. We're talking
I
about
wanna
The
see
last
Mike.
last question while we get Mike, I call him the Hulk because he's
Yeah.
big
You
and
want to
muscular.
see? This is Mike.
Yeah.
Guys, this
What
is.
attracted
Hold on,
you?
hold on. Let's
Oh,
introduce Mike for 1 second.
Commercial space for
this
Mike
is Barb.
Stevens.
Where are you?
This is the
There
man
he
right
is.
here.
This is Barb's right hand guy. Like
Yeah.
he makes all of us do all the things as her investment. I mean, he's on top of it. Great.
He makes
Thank
us
you, I
look smart.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
We love Grayson Lace. We love you guys.
He's awesome. He's great.
Thanks,
So
Mike.
the last question: what attracted you to invest in Grayson Lace?
Oh, it was easy. I like to describe it constantly. The day Melissa was on the set.
Your what?
Sorry, that throat again. Yeah.
Need your water?
I'll do that. Thank you. It's like having a parent here. Melissa and Rick were standing there. Melissa had on her first sock that she made, which was a high sock with lace on the top, and she had a tall, beautifully shined leather boot, and she had legs that never ended. And I looked at that sock and I said to myself, God, I gotta get those socks. I don't even think you call them socks, but I'm
Yeah,
calling
boot socks.
boot socks, okay.
Yep.
I gotta get those socks. And that was on my mind the entire time they pitched. They did everything else perfectly, so who didn't want to invest? And they had heated bidding going on. But what kept in the center of my mind is I gotta get those socks. And I know if I gotta get those socks, there's gotta be another million people out there who gotta get those socks. And so I knew they had something that could sell. And what is business? It's a lot of complicated stuff, not easy to succeed, but in the end, it's sales. Can you sell a product? And that demonstration of that product was so spot on that I read so much into that, and I went in with great confidence into that deal. And I have to tell you, outdid anything I could have envisioned. But I knew that they had a winner because of those stupid socks. Do you even make those socks anymore?
Socks.
Barely.
Bring them back. Why
We've made
not?
like 500,000 pairs of them.
Listen, you guys are the VIP club. Make yourself known. Say,
Yes.
we want socks.
No,
we
they're
want
already socks. They want all their stuff. But here's the other thing that I think
She
Barb
said no
has
to
said
that.
too.
I know.
I mean,
If
if
the
they want the
VIP
socks.
If you want the
they
socks,
want the
say,
socks, I'll
you
make the
remember
socks.
those
I don't
socks?
think they
Look on
want
Shark Tank. Look at those socks. You'll agree with me.
Barb has always said that there's something I've heard you say is that so much of bidding on Shark Tank is bidding for the entrepreneur, not necessarily the product too.
Yeah.
And I've heard her say over and over is that she, analyzes the people standing in front of her and say, some people even said you're the right person but the wrong product.
Yeah.
So she invests into the people, not necessarily all the time. What they might succeed at something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Might succeed at something else, but she knew she was investing into us.
Let me give you what's really going on in my mind every single pitch on Shark Tank. I'm sitting there, I have my pad, I make meticulous notes because I have to look busy. All I'm focused on is, do I like these people? Do I believe these people? Do I believe these are the kind of people who can make it to the finish line, get over the bumps? That's all I'm doing, sizing up personality. The whole rest of the time, because these pitches that you see at home that are 8 minutes in real time, they're really like usually from an hour to an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Okay. So we get a chance to ask a lot of questions. 99% of all the questions asked by all of us, all of we sharks, us sharks, the sharks, whatever, are about the business. Do you know what I'm honestly doing when all those answers are coming through? I'm daydreaming. I'm back in first grade, not understanding what the teacher's even talking about. So I'm sketching on my pad. I'm thinking about what am I going to make for dinner tonight? That's what I'm really doing on Shark Tank. But I'm hyper focused, like tunnel vision, on the entrepreneurs that are standing before me. And you know, if I have any hesitation, I have a trick question I ask myself. This really sounds bizarre, but particularly for the mothers out there, I think could relate to this. I ask myself, well, they seem like they're right, but something about those people, I'm not comfortable with what is. Then I ask myself, if there was a war on right now and I had to throw baby Tommy and baby Kate when they were little infants into their arms and come back in 15 years and reclaim my kid, would my kid be okay? Weird kind of a question, but I know yes or no as clear as I know my name. And if it's a no, I don't buy. I don't even bid on the business. That's it. It's over. Because in the end, you have to totally trust the entrepreneur that they can do it for me to put my money in. Because I don't like losing money, honestly. I work too damn hard my whole life for every penny I ever made. And there's so much good you could do with pennies you earn versus wasted on the wrong people. So that's how I size up people on Shark Tank. You know?
Love it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've got to go so Barb can get
too
to
bad.
We're getting the
next
wrap
group.
up sign.
We have important things to do. We have to get to the beach.
Yes, we do. We got to go play.
We got to come back with one suntan at least.
It's important. Make sure you're playing too. I know you guys are working hard. Many of you are
yeah.
stay-at-home moms. Many of you have full-time jobs and moms. It's important you get some time away and some time to play too.
The harder
so.
you work, the more important it is you put a day aside for yourself. I've done it when I was poor. I've done it now that I'm not poor. I put time aside to myself and I make more money as a result of it, become a better self. Put the time aside. Put it aside now for a month from now. Cross it out in your book. That's how you get to have a great life.
There you go.
Right.
You guys practice it so well.
Try to.
Yeah, you work so hard. But you
All
also
right.
learn to play. Yeah.
That's
I
it.
think that's all.
All right,
What a
guys.
pleasure,
you.
what an honor to join you today, really,
Thanks
guys.
for tuning
Bye-bye.
in with
Women,
us.
thank you so much.
All right.